Hey y'all, how's it going? Well, it's been 1 month since a lot of these plants have been established or transplanted in the garden, and I wanted to take you on a little tour and give you an update. Now, what we're looking at right here is a row of beans and peppers. The beans are doing great. In fact, I've got buds, some flowers coming out. So it won't be too long before we're going to start having beans. These are Blue Lake bush beans. The only thing that they have received, they don't get their ring of fertilizer because beans don't need them, but they have received 1 dose of fish and seaweed emulsion. I used Neptune's fish and seaweed emulsion, and they got that 2 weeks ago. Now the other thing that they got yesterday was we sprayed for bugs. And if you followed along, last year in fact I did a video on spraying for bugs, and I had mentioned a product called Pure Protein, and I had told you then that I was going to show you a week apart a video of using this Pure Protein, and then the next week showing you what it looked like. Yesterday we actually added the Pure Protein into the neem mixture. Now, what is Pure Protein? This is my small bag. I've got more coming. You can use Pure Protein as a foliar feed, as a root drench. You can put it in with your neem mixture when you're spraying for bugs, or you can mix it in with your compost tea. I might decide to only put it in with the compost tea once every 2 weeks and feed everything with that. Now, what is Pure Protein? Well, it is an enzymatically digested cod fish hydrolysate powder form, which is 100% water soluble. I like it because of what it does for your plants, both for the leaves and the soil structure. It's easily applied. It's fairly cost effective also, and it's absolutely 100% non-toxic. It's non-burning to the tender leaves. If you use this Pure Protein, I guarantee that you will see dramatic growth and lush, healthy leaf structure. So come in close, we'll take a little tour, and I'll try to do a side-by-side of video from, I think maybe I have some at planting time and then maybe at the 2-week mark. Anyway, I'll show you the comparisons of growth. This is a jalapeno. It hasn't done a whole lot of growing because the temps have been pretty cool, and peppers like warm soil. So I expect in this next week or so we should get a lot more growth on it. I do see a hole on the top of the leaf, so we've had some sort of chewer on the peppers, which is why we've sprayed for bugs. And here, as I mentioned, are the beans. I'm trying to show you. We've got a lot of pods going on there. This is another jalapeno, again with some basil in front of it. More beans. Catmint. These beans have really grown. This is a really tiny jalapeno. It's hardly grown at all. Like I said, we need really warm soils. Beans. And here's a jalapeno, and I stuck my soil thermometer in there. It's actually going down. My soil thermometer was 80 degrees because it was in my greenhouse, and it looks like right now it's hovering about 72, which is not terribly warm soil for peppers. Again, jalapeno, calendula, and zinnias, and jalapeno. Another row, peppers and beans. You can see they're flowering, same kind of beans. I planted 4 nasturtium seeds in here a week ago. Four more. Peppers, beans, pepper. This row are winter squash. They've been in the seedlings, very small seedlings. They've been planted now for 2 weeks. And so I will be adding the ring of fertilizer for them. Now in these 4 spare buckets, it's where I'm going to be adding my pink-eye purple hulls. But again, peas and beans, especially peas, they really like warm temps for seed germination, like, 85. And you can see this bucket back here, what is that, about 67, is still too cold. I will wait probably another week. All right, on this row, I've got cucumbers on the end. You can see some holes. So we've had some chewers. And I'm also kind of not liking what I'm seeing here. Although those yellow spots could be a fungal issue, I really think it's probably spider mites, and if that's the case, the neem will have fixed that problem. But either way, I'll be spraying actinovate in 3 days for fungus. This is the other cucumber. Again, same chew holes. Possibly some fungal issues, but a lot of nice new growth. And these spare buckets over here are also for black-eyed peas. And not any warmer, actually looks a little cooler. It's not time yet. This row here will be for my okra. I plant 2 or 3 different kinds. The calendula I planted by seed 4 weeks ago. Probably go ahead and thin out some of them, but I always like to plant calendula and nasturtiums because they both are trap crops for aphids. But okra, like peas, those seeds like to germinate in really warm soils. So we're not there yet. I mean, there's just no point in planting them if they're not going to come up and thrive. Gotta wait till it's hot. And we're not even in May yet, so it's really not time. This is a Jack Manny clematis that's been planted here a few years. I did a little bit better about wrapping the vines around low this year. But I do see some buds. So before too long, we'll have some big, beautiful purple flowers with yellow centers. This is poached eggplant, bee balm, and lavender. The poached eggplant, I think, is also about 2 weeks. Well, it may be 4 weeks planted. A little bit of a slow grower. Grouping here of some herbs, and in front some lavender. Back in this corner we've got the chives, still blooming. That's echinacea, and the cosmos seeds I planted are definitely coming up. This is yarrow, and it is flowering. this grow bag, I planted an Allium Millennial. It's an ornamental, but it's really pretty. So that's why I wanted it out here. And then the Sweet Alyssum that overwintered, and Cosmos again. I threw some seeds in there that are coming up. Roman chamomile. And I can't remember, maybe zinnias seeds that I threw in there. And then this is an aster. Such pretty flowers. The Malvern Hills Rambling Roses are doing pretty well. Training them to climb on up. And the tomatoes. Maters. They like to shoot up. They grow fast, don't they? So we'll get closer here. It's a Cherokee purple. And I think I can show you a side-by-side from, it was either 2 weeks ago. Yeah, when I was pruning them after we sprayed with Actinovate. I think that was 2 weeks ago. That is borage. All of these are the Cherokee purples. And the one on the end has got a lot of flowers on it. Lots of buds coming. These are the Parks Whopper Improved tomatoes. And I believe in the Whopper part because they're really growing huge, quickly. And there's a pepper. That's that cowhorn pepper. And a sweet bell pepper there. This back row, that is the Beefmaster. There's some more borage and the dill. And you can see that it is blooming. Dill is biennial. It will only bloom the second year. And after that, it's done. Unless, of course, it drops its seeds. And this one is an Early Girl hybrid. And the last two are the pink Brandywines with another borage in between. If you've watched my videos, you know I'm a firm believer that the borage keeps the tomato hornworms away. Lots of blooms there. These striker beans seeds were planted a month ago. They have received, after they started coming up, the seedlings, you probably saw in a video that they've received a mycorrhizae root drench, and then 2 weeks later, or it might have been a week later, they also got a fish and seaweed emulsion. And then, of course, last night with the neem spray, everything got the protein powder in it. This back row are Hale's Best melons, cantaloupe. They're looking really good. This one down here even has flowers. Now again, there will be black-eyed peas, pink eye probably, purple hull, in these buckets. And that is a companion plant of catnip. This is our row of summer squash. You may notice that the netting that we had up is gone. It had ripped on the backside, plus I still need to stain all of these covers, so I decided, okay, I'm going to take it down and I will use the foil method on the stems, which I'll probably do a short little video of that to show you. Really, just the 2 end buckets are big enough for me to do that because I bought them as seedlings. Now these seeds, I seed started them, and these seedlings were put in the ground just about 2 weeks ago. They received mycorrhizae at planting time and also the fish and seaweed emulsion a week to 10 days later. And now we'll go to this back row. This back row has yellow pear cherry tomatoes and then cucumbers. Let me just go back there and get a little closer. All right, here's the yellow pear. I have stopped plucking the blooms off of all the tomatoes now. These are cucumbers. I planted the nasturtium seed in there 3 or 4 weeks ago. These are the rattlesnake pole beans. Right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the bucket, which is probably about 1 too many. But honestly, I had such a problem with my rattlesnake pole beans last year. I was kind of waiting to make sure that they're all going to do well before I cut the weaker one out. Cucumbers, pole beans, and this is the sweet red 100s. Here's the eggplant, planted 4 weeks ago. It's got chew holes in it. As I said to you before, it's planted as a trap crop for these potatoes. Potatoes are looking great. They are 7 weeks planted, and they've had, I think, maybe either 2 or 3 doses of fish and seaweed emulsion. But I'm going to be brewing compost tea tomorrow. It takes 24 hours. And I'm going to do another video on that because there's another fantastic product I'm really excited that I'll be adding to the compost tea. And I'll be telling you about that. This is bee balm down here. Potatoes. Echinacea. And some flower seeds, I think. Maybe cosmos. And maybe some zinnias. Alright, companion plants. Rosemary again, and that is valerian. It was very small last year when I planted it. Never bloomed, so it's much bigger, doing well this year. And there's a little creeping Jenny in there, and I think I threw some zinnias or something in the front with it. This structure here, I did not do a good job of winding things in and around this year, but again, it is a Jack Manning clematis, so you can see what the other will look like. Various flower seeds back here, cosmos, zinnias. That is a Rebecca, like a black-eyed Susan. Come on, roses, grow, baby, grow. I want you on top of the arch. This is Roman chamomile, and it's the only one so far that I see is starting to have some buds. So we'll have some pretty white flowers soon. Now the other Roman chamomile is actually right back here. It's not quite as big, and it's not forming buds just yet. And then here we have another lavender that's starting to bloom. There and there. And again, some overwintered sweet alyssum, and I put another one of those allium millennials in there. Just take a look at this. Can you see what the water did? All those 8 inches of water we had, we have so much to fix. Just gully washed. Knockout roses. And remember all my flower seeds I told you about that were just wildflower seeds 4 weeks ago. And here are the others. They've had a root drench of mycorrhizae one time. They've had fish and seaweed emulsion one time. And they've had the proven winter soluble water fertilizer one time. So I hope you enjoyed my 1 month garden update. Remember, bye, stay safe, keep looking up, and have a good one.